This is probably the most important thing to manage a company.
Or your family, or your life.
Fundamental topic. If you want to start your tech company, the first thing you have to do before you get started is to put the right team in place. As discussed in a previous episode, we have already talked about the traits, skills, and mindset. Today, we talk about how to manage the different commitments of your teammates. I'm your host. This is Roll Right In. Join me today with the startup professor, Andy. Let's get started. Are you ready for vacation?
Yes, I am. Absolutely.
Okay, that sounds like you really need a vacation, huh?
Yeah, I hope it's...
So dealing with different commitments of team members, we know this from ourselves. This can be quite challenging. And also for the climate in the team, it's crucial that somehow you get that under control somehow. What are your thoughts, Andy?
Yeah, let me share. So, I think founders' commitment is probably as individual as personality traits we discussed in our recent episode. And in my opinion, individual commitment is strongly affected by the entrepreneurial motives again. So entrepreneurs who primarily pursue opportunities have a different commitment than those who seek, let's say, flexible time management or a higher income. So it is very important that these motives are shared with the team before the company is founded. So founding teams should complete a kind of team contract in which they disclose their entrepreneurial motives.
So what I can remember, what drove me nuts is that often I realize that people don't know what they want. And this, exactly in this situation, when you found a company and you are like setting up your founding team, to me personally, it's absolutely crucial that everybody thinks about who they are, what they want, and be candor, okay? And also be candor if you feel that you are not sure. I often have also realized that I don't really feel in myself what I really want. So it's insecurities. So also talk about this, because if a startup crashes, then it's because, in 90% of the cases, it's because the founding team is not working out.
Or you don't, the customer don't have really a need. That is also very often reason of failure. But you're right, the team is crucial. At the very beginning, it is very crucial. It is the team. So
okay, so it's totally normal that when you get started, that everybody's under pressure. So you have a limited runway, the workload, because you also don't really know where to go. You have also to do a little bit trial and error. You have to try things, and the workload is just like super heavy. People also are very different dealing with pressure.
Exactly.
So how can you manage proactively these potential conflicts?
So regarding workload, you remember we had this at the door of our loo, of our toilets. First things first. So if you do the unimportant things first, so here the example is the sand, there is still room for pebbles in the jar, but the rocks, the important things, you can no longer get into the jar. So put the rocks in the jar first, then the pebbles, and finally the sand. I think this
So
is
it's important. So the rocks are important tasks.
Yes, exactly. So secondly,
and the sand is the urgent tasks. And we always said, in the beginning, we were like managing everything, which is stupid. You only have to manage the rocks. Forget
Yes.
about the sand. Everybody does sand anyway.
Oh, and forget the pebbles as well. So first
Exactly.
things first. Yes. It is recommended that these important things, so in other words, the rocks, are clarified collaboratively, so within the team. And this Eisenhower decision matrix is a good tool for visualizing the urgency and importance for everyone in the team. So I remember very well that we used several times continuously this tool as well to clarify, okay, what are really our rocks, the green field. So it is important and it's urgent. And of course, when it's not urgent, then you put it into your planning, into your planning systems that you keep in mind. You don't forget these things because they are important as well. These are rocks, but it's not important that you put the rocks into the jar right now. You could do it later. And yes, and not important things you can delegate. You have to find partners, or if you have already employees, you delegate this to employees or to partners. Use these tools. Keep this picture with sand and rocks in mind. We had designed this by hand, I remember very well, and it was at the door of our toilet in the office. And secondly, yes, use this Eisenhower matrix. It's a quite good tool to
And
to
when you
visualize
show
for the
this,
team. No, it's not for you personally. It's for the team, that everyone in the team knows, okay, this is important. We do this now. First thing first.
exactly. So it just reminds me, in several situations, closer we got to the World Web Forum, the more stressful the situation became, because more and more the important, urgent jobs came from the outside. So, you were just like, you went to the office and then you had a new situation, things that keep you up at night. This is a signal that you should, like, real quick go to the office, get everybody together and ask them what keeps them up at night. Well, all this anxiety stuff. Collect these. What are you afraid of? Often these are rocks, new rocks that just come out of nowhere. Okay. Collect these rocks. Second step, put these rocks into the Eisenhower matrix. Thank you very much for tuning in, Roll Right In Academy. We hope you found today's episode enlightening. Share this episode, write questions, remarks into the comments. Let us know what you want us to talk about. Subscribe to our channel. See you next week. Bye.
Eisenhower was a smart guy. A better score on a golf course. If you always think on wind and why the roughs are so high and stuff like that, then you won't play good golf. But when you say, okay, what is really the most important thing is to hit this white ball, that it goes in this direction you want to have it. So